Hello, how you doing? I'm in shadow. Oh, interesting lighting. Yeah, I've got some stuff blocking this background light to just kind of help with the glare. I thought, I've got, an hour and a little bit before I gotta go, and I was going to be lazy, but I thought, kind of had it in my brain. I'd like to do an Inness study. These are my brushes, only semi-clean from earlier today. We'll see. I won't need all those, but we need to have the final soap cleaning. So I can definitely use a few of them today. We're gonna need, I think we need six. So this Inness, I've seen it around. I mean, you can't find really great reference of it. Bit of a second string Inness, maybe. Yeah, it's really good. I don't know. Anyway, a couple things to note. Old rule breaker Inness. Horizon line almost exactly in the middle. And that's a rule he broke. I'm sure he's breaking other rules. He was, he was one of a kind. Anyway, I think we're just going to jump in. We got some medium here. This is Archival Oils brand. Odorless Lean. Very good. Now, I'll zoom in a little bit more. Down a little bit. Maybe we can just make it bigger. How's that for you? Oh, nice. Yeah, this is a 6x8, and I had it all prepped and ready to do like this Corot study of some Corot. I don't remember. This was back when I'd set up like 45 different little scenes, most of which did get painted and put up on the channel. Then I kind of pooped out, and it's okay. I can just throw one in now and again, which is what we're gonna do today. Actually, it's just too big for me. So I know it's probably looking good for you. Let's scale this down. Just too big. How's that for you? Yeah, you can see what's going on. Shall we jump in? First thing we're going to do is divide the we're going to be drawing with black. Oh, I did some color mixing. You want to know what's what? Yeah, and I don't do the color mixing in the videos because I know people have asked for it, but let's face it, that's for the real dedicated. For the less so, the people just coming to the channel, it's just way too slow to start to get a video off to. So I do it beforehand, but I will be happy to explain my mixes, and I'll take you through my whole palette real quick. Lead white, titanium white. This is Williamsburg. Cad yellow, Gamblin. Cad yellow light, I think. Yellow ochre, Daler Rowney, Georgian, student grade, but good stuff. Transparent earth yellow, raw umber, Mike's green, which is a mix of black and not the Cad yellow, but Hansa yellow. Oh, we got more drips. So I just squeeze some of that out. Permanent orange from Gamblin, Paraline red from Gamblin. This is transparent earth red from Gamblin, which is filling in our niche of a sienna, burnt sienna tone. So if you hear me call it burnt sienna, you'll know why. Alizarin crimson, which will factor into this painting, so I make sure to squeeze some more out. Phthalo green, which won't. Permanent green light, probably won't either. Most of these won't. But just so you know, just for completeness, dioxine and purple. That could play a part. I haven't used that for a while. It's starting to get a little whatevery. It's a slow dryer, so I keep it on top. Cobalt blue, also a fairly slow dryer. It just sits there waiting for me to use it. This is a black. This is not Gamblin. This is Winsor Newton Griffin series, the quick dry Ivory black. Ivory black is such a slow dryer. I have to use a quick dry. It's the only quick dry onward colored. Mike's gray. It's a mix of titanium white and black. And titanium white's a lot more opaque. Lead white is a lot less opaque, more transparent, more giving and forgiving. So how did I mix these? Well, this is a mix of titanium white, yellow ochre, cad yellow, and raw umber. My whites and lights are always complex. There's other things going on here, but I didn't see the reason to mix them all. I can mix when I need on the fly. Just straight up black. This is a mix, actually matches the board color pretty much dead on. Like it's going after a burnt umber tone, and that's raw umber, the transparent earth red, and maybe a touch of alizarin crimson as well, maybe a touch of black. This is transparent earth red with a little black in it, same sort of thing, only not as dark. And then this is permanent orange and transparent earth red. And there's some greens and other things I didn't feel a need to mix, right? Because I've got that sitting right there. So that's where we're at. Let's get busy. Yeah. I'm going to teach everyone not to divide your picture equally in half. It's not 100% equally in half, but pardon me. Don't go too dark with that. Just want it there. I always find the way he subdivides the painting, I always make some sort of mistake. That's okay, as I'm not really after 100% faithful. So the concern I have is like there's a space here, and I may just cheat a little. He's got tilts, but I want to make sure. Hello.
Oh, good day, mate. I'm just waiting on some flowers. So
Oh, good. Have a look around. Sounds good. Well, looks like you got some purple in my black. It'll be all right.
Looks like our old attic. So many things in here that are familiar.
Yeah. To the lightest of guidelines. Again, I do this stuff. Because they're definitely tilted, but compositionally. See, I'm already kind of. Give me some more guidelines. You can see I've already kind of messed up there. Because when I put that in the middle, you'll see it's not clear enough room. This is one of the reasons why you see me even doing this. It's really something I do a lot on the Inness thing. I get Unfortunately, I don't know the actual title of this piece. I did find a place that would be happy to make you an oil-painted copy for $400. I'm not making a copy. I'm making a study. There's a difference. The difference is, I want to be somewhat faithful, but I'm a painter doing his own thing, so really it's one of my paintings, just painted after good old George. Like that. Pretty happy with that. And keep in mind that when you shorten the space, things start falling in line better. I'm still a little off, but we gotta get that tilt. Yeah, that's all right. I really like the colors in this. Now I have another version of it that is more red, and I chose this one that is more, like there's more greens and things here. I just think that's better. Interesting. So it's like, it appears to be tilt, but really because this has got to come out lighter. I'll be selling the study 400. Yeah, maybe a little less. I'd do probably 300 on this. A little 6x8. That's all right. I sell quite a few of my studies. I have no problem with it. And this is no longer with us. And the way I see it, I'm helping his legacy. And I'm always giving him attribution, which is what you want to do if you make a copy of this or study. Paint it after. If you do a copy or study after one of my works, same deal. Paint it after. And Francis McCarthy. Oh, by the way, website is Landscape Painter Co-eds, or as we say in the U.S. And I'm in the U.S. C-O-N-Z. Alright, it's already time to abandon this little brush. I'm going into the 6. Right into oil. Whatever pigment might be there, probably be enough. Because I don't need a lot of color here. Yeah, no way we get that little too. Not exact, but let me try. Yeah, I can see I messed this up too. So these textured boards have a like a coating of oil paint on them. Makes it pretty easy for me to kind of erase things. Sort of erase. Won't matter too much, but I can do it. I did it. Still too high. black in here. It's just black, but I'll show you. And I think it's a too high touch. There's actually two levels to it. That's another thing with Inness. He would do multiple horizons in his work. And he had a whole science of green that he devised and developed. Pretty much he understood. Yeah, like that. Just in the middle here. Yeah, I'm just doing the regular mic. Sorry for the fan noise. Sorry for the car noise. But I do think you can hear me okay. Which is the important thing. I'm going to be burbling along as I'm working. Now, one thing I'm not really able to take into account is frame rabbits and things, but we'll be all right. Second ghost horizon. Yeah, like that. And then down here, I'm just going to break out some pretty thick black, not super thick, but you know, I definitely I want it moving, but like I'm not going to glop it on. One thing Inness was really good at was just doing huge expanses of vague ground. I got a lot from him on that. I can do it too. Yeah. Yeah, so one reason I thought I'd do this is it seems like it'll go quick. Yeah, like that. Now, white gold brush. And I will even go for, I'll see if I can't milk another tone off of this. So just cleaning my brush with a little bit of mineral spirits. Getting paint on myself. Paint on the hands is okay, it's allowed. I try never to get paint on my clothes. So, yeah, and yeah, it would make a mark, but I'm just going to go in oil. And I'll show you just oil. I'm going to do a little extra oil because that's mineral spirits. So. And we got some real vague trunks here. Well, it's not making any mark. That's cool. We need to go stuff some black. Yeah. Two trees. Oil. You know, I don't really even need to draw stuff like that, but I get into a mode. I try and like a lot of times I was just doing these drawings and you were letting them dry, and that was really much more so when I was doing the chromatic black. Get some more tilted that. Yeah, like that. What happened when I first started switching to ivory black and trying to work that same way was really bad, because I would start painting and then the black would just start coming off. I don't really know what was up. It just was weird. Like it was, I don't know. It was not working out. So what I ended up doing, my solution was to I have too much of that sticking out. My solution was just to do a drawing and then drawing / underpainting and then just jump in like that. Now I'm going to check out this glare, see how it's working for you. There's a lot of wet black on there. Oh yeah, that looks okay from your angle. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and work like this for a little while. You got an idea what I'm up to. And this just makes for better looking videos. I do like to, the most important thing I think is seeing the reference. Isn't like trying me to watch me struggle and get those colors. What you can do is one of two things. One, you could just go find this Inness online. Or two, take a little screenshot. Now, I do have this figure here, and as much as I don't usually like to paint figures in, she's a compositional, it's a figure holding a baby. This painting kind of will fall apart without it. And what I like about actually doing his figures is they're quite abstract. I will not be able to manage any of that with a 6. Most likely this will be 2 passes, and in a case like that I'll probably do most of her in the second pass. Like it. Let's go ahead. Wipe off all this black here on the palette. Yeah, I tried that wood palette. You probably saw that video. I mean, the problem was wiping it all off. It was like it just wasn't working. It wasn't giving me the flexibility I need. So, apologize for the glare, shine on the palette. Drawing done. Let's go ahead and pause for a minute. And we're back. Okay. Oh, would be good to know how many times I say okay in the painting session. Probably say okay quite a lot. I like to do a little cleaning up as I go. Definitely with my palette. I'm not a guy that likes working on a big fat messy palette. Ooh, I'll keep that lid. That might be handy. Look, there's a vein there. Still good. Never know when you might need an extra lid. It's just a tip. Things go wrong. Okay, so yeah, now what's not going to work is that 6. I think I already said that. Sorry for repeating myself. You must be used to it. What's this color going to be like? I think it's going to be pretty close. Whoa, it's brighter than I want. I'm going to grab some of that transparent earth yellow. You see, like, I could do some things there that I could do with that better. Although, you know, keeping in mind some glazing, I'm taking these glasses off. It's just all too vague. A little overlap. Super soft edges. I think Inness is famous for that. It's Stumfano. Stumfano, I think, is Italian for soft edges. I don't know. Just went into my mixture with some more. And like I said a bunch of times here, I think it's good to make sure you're going pretty heavy with those sky colors, because if you paint on the dark, you want to be careful. Because the oil paint becomes transparent over time. Oh yeah, now somebody, lovely person, commenting, and thank you for all of you to comment. Any comment's fine. It could be constructive. If it's criticism, make sure it's constructive, because nobody really likes to hear criticism anyway, but I don't mind it if it's constructive. You know, sometimes people do give me insights, and if I can accommodate your requests at some point in time, I will. Sometimes I can't, like the request for, manual focusing. I tried it actually when I first came out of the shop, and never put that video up. Those videos up, I should say. So I tried more than once. Wow, got a ton of paint on this brush. Also, I'm going up in the ferrule. I don't normally like to do that. He's got a bunch of different little subtle things going on with his colors, and I will zoom out again. Don't worry. You worry way too much. Oh yeah, this is a real man. Thank God. Thank God there's still real men around. You know we got real men around because they're hitting the accelerator on the, whatever that was, motorcycle, maybe? Yeah, it seems super bright and harsh what I'm doing now. He's got little subtle streaks and bands there. I'm not too worried about that right now. Especially as I already know I'm going to try and do the second color pass. Yeah, so like these are, oh, you're pointing with him, you can't see, but like these areas here, you're better off having your white a little overlapping, kind of solid. You can see how the color starts to shift. As we get into the nooks, crannies, I'm finding this
Do it back.
Yep. Getting this in. Oh yeah, what I need my glasses on so I can find this. I need some more of that transparent. That transparent earth yellow is really doing the trick in this sky. And I'll show you. I can't find it. You know what? I'm going to use some of this instead. Slightly darker ochre. 0 of transparent. I don't really need the transparency. Let's see if this works. That's Old Holland. Oh, I like it. I like that. That's nice. Got a pretty good pigment load there, Old Holland. Get your paint down. Yeah, I like that Old Holland. I'm gonna have to throw in some. Yeah, so why do I talk about getting this guy thicker? Well, when I coat these things with liquid or whatever, if they're thin, I've seen that paint just kind of start washing away, which is a good thing. And then I know 500 years, talk about your ultimate vanity. Who knows where any of us, well, I know where we'll be in 500 years, but you know, where our work might be, it's debatable. I still need to transparent that thing. I thought that was going to be clever. I'm looking here, I'm looking.
You say might be wasting our time, bro. We're busy people. We could be watching a rerun of Star Trek right now. Instead, we're watching you try and find some paint.
Just relax, look. Oh, Gambling. You got a lid problem, Gambling. Love you, love your paint. Hate, actually your lids on the big sizes are fine. Hate your lids on these little ones. They suck. Fix it, please. And you know what? You've had it like this the whole time. I started with Gambling. It wasn't the only brand that I was ever with, but I came back to Gambling. I'm a loyal guy. I like to wipe some of that gunk off. That lid did go back on, but I got one color, that cat yellow. I can never get the lid back on right. All right. Let us finish up here. I was just getting it. This brush. Okay, sorry for the detour there. Get some oil. Get some of this. Get some of this. I need to go a little darker, and this is doing such a nice job. I mean, it kind of looks like yellow ochre. Ooh. Let me just turn it on here. It kind of looks like it, but I'll just finish this off. Okay, case like this, if you're looking at the reference right now, which I will be turning on, just relax. Some point I'll turn it on. Yeah, we're moving into an area that actually has a gray. But you're better off following through with the light color and then plopping the gray on top and trying to stop in the middle of that stroke. Pretty happy with this. This is kind of the reason too why I know there's streaks in here, and I could get some of those in. I might just save it for the second pass. Ooh, what's happening? Gosh, what's happening? His painting, by the way, much bigger. His is not a 6x8. You totally kind of get almost a gray if I go thin here. See that? Weird. Kind of good for now, just to It's just not very much paint. It gives me this kind of gray. So, you're going to see in 1 second. You go, well, yeah, okay, but you didn't really need that transparent earth yellow because I've seen all the stuff you're doing. You could have used that old orange, and you would have got similar tones, and you wouldn't have to waste all the time as you were looking for paint. Yeah, well, you're going to see why. I'm 2 steps ahead of you. I'm more than 2 steps ahead of you. I'm like 5,000 steps ahead. No, I'm not 5,000 steps ahead of you. Don't think I am. I might only be 5,000 steps in this whole painting. All right. Definitely have some awareness of your brush direction in the sky. It's neutral right now. I'm going to put streaks on it. But I don't want to have weirdness walking down the hall is when you'll notice that stroke you thought was fine is not. So have a care. Like that. 422. Well, yeah. I think this will be one of those ones we start today and then finish tomorrow. So anyway, let's go ahead and move in. So why did I need this? Watch what happens. I'm just going to grab some chunk of that and go off to the edge. And I'm going to get all the opacity from the white. That color is not on my palette. That color is like a dark ochre. It would be super. I could make it with some umber and ochre, but it wouldn't have that nice characteristic. And I need this for these areas here. I'm a little too dark. That's okay. I definitely knew I wanted a step. I'll creep up on these edges because creep up on them. God knows how much glazing he did on this. Yeah, we're back again. Yeah, I like that. I like it. Yeah, this will probably be dry tomorrow anyway, so. And with the setup I did today, so, okay, up in here. That's setting up pretty quick, actually. I'm gonna grab some of this ochre too, why not? Beautiful paint from Old Home. I really enjoy using it. Thought I'd give it a whirl. Why are you using such a big brush? He said. You must be new around here. You must be new around here. Why am I using a big brush? Because I'm trying to get a nest with a little dinky brush. I've seen some ridiculous studies after a nest. And if you have followed my channel for a while, you know I've made claim to being the greatest living copyist of Inness. Copyist study or whatever you want to call it. I've done a lot of studies after Inness. I'm a huge fan. He's my favorite painter. Okay, same deal here. Remember I was talking about there's a bunch of. I'll zoom out for you. Let's chat for a minute. Okay. Let's chat about strategy, right? So you see here, like there's little bits of lead there, a bit there, and there's a color shift there, and there's a bunch of colors. You might be tempted to go E-D-D, but it's going to be messed up. So what you really want to do is, and what you'll see me do, is I'm just going to go shh, with sort of a semi-opaque, like it'll get more transparent as I go, like this did here. And I can kind of creep up on it, but at least I've got like an edge that's usable. Right? Yeah, so just pointing that out to you. So this sky is what's going to go in today, and then we're sort of running out of time. Yeah, I thought things would go better, but that's fine. Anyway, consider yourself up to date. Yes. Thank you for watching today. I really appreciate that. And thank you for commenting, liking, and thank you for those generous donations. I got some very large and generous donations last week, and it's great. It really is going to help because, well, where are we headed as humanity? Are we headed to a future with no money? Who can say as the robots start doing all the work? A lot of stuff that I used to spend a lot of time doing when I was a commercial artist, you can do with a few clicks of the mouse now. I know that. And I was always working in the computer era. Okay, so what I'm going to do here, I'm going to wipe off my brush. There's quite a lot of color in it though. I'm going to get some oil because what I need is movement. And when you need movement, you need oil. You're only going to get one good edge with your brush at a time. I've mentioned that before. That's a tip I got from old Bob Rome. He's a really good painter. He's got a really good book. I've talked about it before, but I will always promote his stuff because I was really lucky and blessed. Same deal here. I want to wipe that off. Get a touch of oil. The oil is also going to give me some transparency. Give me movement. See, there's only one little edge I'm worried about there. That edge that is defining the tree. Oh yeah, I'll show you that too. So as we get into the nook in the tree, grab some of that raw umber. Yeah, I did that. Maybe I can apply real quick. Quite a nice point this comes to. I'd like to get that if I can. If I can't, it'll be alright. So this is what I was mixing, that color you just saw me mix with the umber. More black, a little black. Yep, like that. These spaces in between the trees look the same color as the other part of the sky, but you really want to paint them darker. And then if you need to, you can put a little dot of a bit of a lighter color inside. Got a little zigzag in there too. We can plop on when it's dry. It'll probably be dry enough tomorrow even to do that. See what I mean? Umber. I'll show you. Umber. This is going to give me that like umptiousness. I don't know what he used. He didn't have transparent earth yellow. I can tell you that. A lot of what he did with glazing. And who knows, like, there could have been 20 other paintings underneath this. That was the other thing with George. He was always reworking his stuff, changing it. Painting over his son's paintings or his friend's paintings as well. He just really enjoyed working that way. There are some like tree bits in there. My plan is to just pop them over the top. want to just kind of get this filled in. The real point, I think, is to get that tree trunk looking nice, the edge of it looking good. Not as critical of this guy. And now the other thing, keep in mind when you're doing a study, I mean, you're already looking, it's like cooking up from a recipe in a sense. Like with a recipe, someone's already figured out what's going to taste good, and they've given you a good idea what proportions they used. In the case of Inness, we can look at his finished painting, we can see the colors he used. We can just mix something that looks good. And do our impression. Oh, no, I was on the site, still on that site. I gotta get off Art Finder. Some people do well there. I've never done well. So one painting in Art Finder. And I think it's really because my paintings are small, so I'm not blaming Art Finder. The way that they present their paintings is like it definitely favors larger works. And let's face it, some people, if they're looking for a painting for their house, they might be looking for a large painting. My work's going to appeal to somebody that already has a bunch of paintings, maybe. I don't like that. So you can see here, I can build up a little bit more. Vaguiosities here. It should all be dry tomorrow. It's got the lead white in it. If it was just, well, it's got some lead white in it. It's got a lot of titanium white in it, but it's got the cad yellow, which is a fairly quick dryer. It's okay. And the yellow ochre is a real quick dryer. Not as quick as, say, raw umber. Yeah, I know this is supposed to be gray in the reference, but I'm just going to, I want to get down to that orange point before I call it a day. This is going to be some kind of little gray. But I choose to just go ahead and see through with this. It is important to know when, if you're going to have to walk away from painting like I am now, and I'm sure a lot of you got families, you're busy, you can't just sit around all day doing paintings. So it's good to have strategies for what you can do, when you can do it. Yeah, big brush, painting little stuff like that. I'll get more into that later with a probably smaller brush. Ooh, that definitely turned out. I didn't know there was that. I didn't know. Oh, I'm out of control. I'm losing it. It's okay. This isn't going to be that black. We're going to be painting a bit of a gray in there, but easy enough to get rid of it. Just want to have I think I'm just going to bring in a touch of this, touch of the umber, and this is our lovely lady's abstract head. And she's carrying a baby. She's carrying an abstract baby. That's abstract baby's head. They're abstract. This is going to be some oranges and stuff here. Mostly I just wanted to get that tree defined. This could be oranges here too. Why did you just put in some orange, Mike? Come on. Oh, okay. I'll put in a little bit. Yep. Very thin, what I'm doing here, very thin. Good breaking point. Now, one thing that is bothering me, catching my eye, I don't know if I can fix it. I've got some of that paint there. This just gets a touch too thick here. It's almost fine. Trees do not get thicker as they go up. Just a heads up. That's my statement of the obvious for the day. Yeah, I'm glad I addressed that. Actually, let's check. You can go a touch thinner. And this wouldn't be so good to just swoosh over the top. I don't think. Okay. Alright. That's going to be it for today. Yep. Clean my brushes. Pick up some dinner. Oh yeah, I'm going to show you one other little tip. Little trick. We might need more of that, so although I have to say, once that medium hits it, it sets up. Like no medium has hit these colors, so they won't dry really. The black may dry. The best defense against that is just lumping it everything up together in one little pile, because the more dense that pile, then you'll get maybe a skin, but still some usable paint. There's no reason to have that there. It's just getting dry on its own. Because remember, that is quick dry. Alright, so what's the tip, Mike? Come on, you're wasting our time. Alright, tip. You got to go. You got to go see Bobby's softball game. You got to go out on a date with that hot chick from the office. Although I've been told chick is not, no, you have to forgive me because I'm old. That word used to be perfectly acceptable, but I've heard it's not, so I apologize. Please do not lock me up in the politically incorrect gulag. Anyway, here's my tip. I keep my palette in the fridge. I have a little fridge just for that job. You'd be surprised. You can pick up little fridges, little bar fridges and stuff real cheap at. The one I've got, I've had for like 7-8 years, and I got it at a second hand, so it's pretty old. So you can put a drop, can you see? You get the idea. Put a drop on each one. This is just mineral spirits, and that will just help keep it nice. Don't put too much, you'll ruin it, and you can put that away. We'll be back tomorrow. And we're back. You probably didn't even notice we left. Oh, it's been like, I don't know, 16, 17 hours. I don't know. I went home, I had dinner, made some music, went to sleep, woke up, came back, and now I've joined you again. So, actually, it's 10 in the morning here, and because of my little blocking setup, I think I can do some work. So let's get into it. So you can see the paint. For you, just seconds ago, I put some drops on there. See, it's not drippy or oozy, but it did Especially important on this kind of color because that's got a lot of this raw umber in it, and that dries real quick, even in the fridge. I've been wanting to use this brush, this new brush. I know it makes no sense to use a slick new brush to do an Inness, but I want to try. So, oh, you want to see? You say, I want to see it again, Mark. Alright, there you go. That's what we're going for, yeah? That's what we're going for. And, I don't know, maybe I'll be proactive and put this image on a post so you don't have to go look for it or something if you want to make a copy. I avoided it for a long time because it's kind of odd, but I really like it too. Yeah, what can I say? Anyway, I'm going to zoom in. I just think it makes for a better video. You can actually see what the heck is being done. As per usual, sorry for the fan noise, sorry for the traffic noise. Notice it's making my camera shake. Oh. Yeah. So we've got lots of black in here, and it's put in pretty heavy. I don't think we need any more of that. A lot of times I would restate the darks at this stage, but that's not completely dry. See, dry enough. We probably will do some of these streaky clouds. We could do it now. No, we'll see. I don't know. It just depends. We're gonna kind of finish blocking things in. So this color, which is a nice mix of transparent earth red, raw umber, bit of alizarin, some orange. We'll bring in oranges. I want it fairly dark now. It should be, it's going to be quite a lot like that color, see? It's up a little flatter. It's definitely no. I could have got jiggy and tried. No offense to anyone named Jigger. And tried to do all the subtle, whatever textures that are in the Inness. My decision is to do some of those textures with black over this color, as opposed to laying this over the black. Is this the right brush for the job? I don't know. It's the brush in my hand, so my recommendation to you, if you're starting out, is don't get too hung up on that. Always just work with the tools you got. Do your best. If you find it just can't work at all, then, bail. Well, that's good. Ain't much on this one. Good. So basically I've just been messing with this color with the black. I'm sorry I didn't show you. What are you doing? What are you doing? We want to know. Yes, thanks for all the lovely comments. Thank you for the donations. Those of you that have been donating, it really helps. It's great. It's encouraging. It took me many years to get to the point where I share as much as I do now. But I think it's where humanity's headed. We're moving from an era of scarcity where you have to be honest, there's no scarcity of anything now. So human beings have to change and adapt to that. Some of us are a little bit ahead of the curve. Not always, though, I can tell you. Because, we all still got bills to pay. Hope you have it's Christmas. What? Well, keep in mind, I'm going to have a second chance to go with this, so. Alright, now, we'll get into that. That's a little lighter. Just using some of this. I told you what was in that. Just gonna get it out of the full black range. Just get the process started. As I get into some oranges and other colors, we'll get back into this tree. It's gotten a little fatter. That's okay, we could probably trim that a bit, or not, it doesn't really matter. George won't mind. Yeah, I'm happy with that. So, here, a bunch of rich, and none of it's as dark as what I painted, so I think I'm gonna get into some of this. That's basically the same colors as there, but more of a red. Like I said, there's a ton of texture there that old George has done, but a lot of that I'm keeping some of it though. See, my technique is designed to kind of keep some little bits of that. Like, it looks nice, it kind of sets the stage. And this is kind of shifting into some green here, which I want to start doing at some point. One of the reasons I chose the piece of reference I did was because it had more greens and stuff in it. So let's do it here. No, I find it's good. You might say, Mike, it doesn't look like you're doing anything. That's the color of the board. And I would say, you're very observant. You're very observant student. You're going to go very far. Alright. But it's good to it's good to
Excuse me.
yeah.
Just wondering if you'll be open on the weekend.
I'm gonna be here Saturday.
But you will be here Sunday?
No, we're never here Sunday.
Okay, so
Never.
you're open on the weekend.
Well, I don't know. Some people consider Saturday the weekend. We're open till 5 on Saturday.
Oh, sorry, I thought you said you weren't open on Saturday.
No, definitely.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, I'm here every Saturday.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. I might come back with my partner.
Great. We'll
Cool.
see you then.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Right. Taking care of some business there. If you don't mind. Yep. Okay. So, we're too early to start. This is basically going to be some greens and blacks down here, but let's just get some things in. Walk it off. Have some coffee. Yeah, I tried that on a microphone. You don't need to hear me breathing. You don't need to hear me. It's capturing the gulping sounds of coffee and stuff. That kind of stuff would make me crazy. So I apologize for those videos, but whatever, you know. It's a process. You go back to the beginnings of the channel, and you'll see we've come a long way. Yeah, so it's time to push some of this into green. And you notice I didn't put any greens here, but it's because I'm just going to take some of this and go into that. I want a lot of reds in the green, a lot of blacks, dirty green, really dirty, and a dot of this. That's going to be quite potent, but it has kind of a cool feel. That's the reason I keep that on my palette, just to make things like pretty much instantly cool. I don't have any phthalo blue on my palette right now because I haven't been. Oh, that's a nice color. It's a little more chroma than Old Inness did, but you know, he'll forgive us. He'll forgive us. He knows we're just having fun. He's good. I think he's good. I can't speak for the spirit of George Inness. I'm gonna need a brush. Come here, you. Into the medium. I'm just going into the black. You don't need me to lift up the palette for that. I know that it does add a bit of a graphic quality, and it's played up a little more than he's got it, but we'll be doing some back and forth in there. Don't worry too much about it. But so my policy is, like, if I notice something, I pretty much gotta get on it, because sometimes it won't be until I'm hanging it on a gallery wall I'll go, dang, I totally wanted to fix that thing. Notice how I'm way choked up on it. That's one of the reasons to make these handles long, is so you can pull off these kind of moves. Very difficult with a teensy little brush to do this kind of thing. And the technique I'm using for dragging is kind of designed to keep things a little rough. Not be too clean. That's really a factor of how much paint you're putting on the brush. Yeah, like that. He has these little weird shapes he does. I always get him kind of close, but not exact. But, you know, you got to be careful with that sort of thing. You don't want to get so exactly minded that your painting doesn't have any life. And that includes studies. It really does. Because this study is a painting, okay? So it's, you know, George's is hanging in a museum. It's a lot bigger. Mine will hang on some of these hallway, or a side room in your living room, or behind your desk in your office or something. Yeah. His paintings built it from layers and layers. We're doing some layering, but not nearly, I'm sure, as much as he did. Okay, pretty happy with that. Let's keep moving. Yeah, so we were doing some greens and then into the blacks. Greens, blacks, oil. Browns, greens, blacks. Don't get too nuts down here. It's just a bunch of nothing. Definitely like the textured board for this kind of thing because you bear down a little so you don't have a completely uniform texture. Although the texture is painstakingly created by me. I get, before you even see that board, I'd say there's maybe a half hour in it of just looking over the texture. I do the texture in like 3 stages. 2 layers of black gesso. And then a layer of oil paint, all textured. The oil paint layer, I do the. There's a whole video. Or your notification and just write, just type like board prep. I think into. If you go to my channel, there's like a little search box. They don't make it that obvious, but it's there. This is the foundation we're doing here, so not a lot of variance in color there, but I have established a sort of pattern where I've got the greens, and this is the same color I was doing in the tree. It's more of a red than green. But you can see why I laid the green over the top. I'll be alright with you. He's sorry about that. I know I'm wasting your valuable time, but you know, you probably wanted to have a sip of coffee or check your email or any of those multitude of things. So we have kind of an under thing here, right? Ooh, and while we have this green, this is kind of green too. It's definitely a green. Maybe this green off on the edge. A little oil, wake that up. Not working terribly thick on this one. It's pretty hard to get. Yeah, that's alright. I kind of wanted to keep some of that texture, but that's alright. We'll build it all up. We'll build it up. We'll build it up. This is the, remember, this is the under bit. I'm going to grab some yellow ochre. Let's see. See? Some yellow ochre. I think that's the right color. It's going to make muddy. Yeah? need orange. We need orange in that. Okay, I'll show you. See, I put some orange in there, right? This one. Am I wasting in? I'm wasting into it. Oh, I'll zoom in a little bit for you. I know you can't always see the palette when I do that. Okay. Alright, picking away. My plan was to like get this done by lunchtime. I think we're doing okay. It's not a super complex. Just kind of one of my secret edge techniques is the poke with the ends of the brush technique. It's patented. See? Orangey. I like it. We don't need to do all this at once. We're just setting a foundation here. And don't forget we can come in with sky color. Do some backing and forthing. Okay, this is like that lighter green too. It's kind of a light muddy green. So I'm working off of this. I'm going to grab some of that transparent. So it's just the right color. I could have gone for this mixed with ochre. Gives me a similar result, but and since it's transparent, it should give me a nice amount of kind of mood. See how much I really lean on the texture. I've done Inness's with very, very little texture on the board anyway. And like I said, well, it was yesterday, but for you, I think earlier in the video, you know, I have different strategies I might use if this was a smooth board to kind of do things with the brush to get this feeling. It's like, you know, you make do. So the risk you can run with utilizing the board texture is that it becomes looking really bad because you're leaving too much of it or not enough. Some,times you got to bear down a little bit. This is a green here. And keep in mind that you don't always need the color of the board coming through. You can use that same texture for highlights. You know, right now it's giving us pits, showing, but we can pull up highlights too. So it's like it could be a two-stage deal. Yeah, and I've been saying for a while that this will be definitely second color pass because some effects really just need to do dry over. Okay, a little. Well, that's probably enough browns and stuff like that. It's very subtle what's going on here. Oh, subtle. That's Inness in a nutshell. Subtle. He didn't do lots of over things. Yeah, I'm liking that. Good start. Here we go. Oh, I like it. Okay, so like, I think we're out of the greens for the most part, but we'll scrape this up and keep it all together. No reason to separate it. We did a shift brown and green, but that's most of the background color. Now we're going to get into some more overt rusts and reds and things. We mixed a lot more paint than I need here. It's okay. I want to use that for another painting or do something else. And we're just going to go into this. And this is something different. Definitely notice like I get this kind of sharp quality with this brush, which may or may not be serving me on this painting. I'm making it work because this is a brush in my hand, but I might have a better result with a different brush. I might, but what I'll do is I'll just find, this is the thing, it's like what I was trying to tell you. You get, and it's okay, I know you're starting out. People get all hung up on, oh, I gotta use this or that brush, you know. And part of this is this you're supporting yourself, going into the pearly, I just need more red. Interestingly, I have no idea what. In fact, I need a smaller brush. I need a smaller brush. Smaller brush. Into the medium. Just need a smaller brush. It's gonna be too hard to do some of the things. Just because I want these little jits. Maybe I can pull it off with another brush. Maybe not. So this is the kind of technique I might use if I had no texture at all. You don't even notice that parallene's in there, do you? It's giving us the chroma. I don't know what I was just starting to say is I have no idea what kind of red Inness was using back in the 1800s. This whole painting, what's making it attractive is the rusts against the browns. That's really what's making it a knockout. Here we go. My motor just turned off. So, yeah, I think I've got a good strategy going here. I'm going to wipe out my brush. I'm going to come in with here the parallene into some of this. See? Yeah, it's nice. It's rich. Chroma. Bunch of paint on my brush. Sort of like what's there, only just a tiny bit lighter. A little flatter there, but I see some chroma in that tree. And don't forget, we can do some back and forth thing. So we're not, it's a layer. That's one of the way you get layers. You don't try and do everything at once. Especially, this is one of the things that old Inness was great at was called indirect painting. Okay, but direct painting is so popular now. And I mean, I always try and pull things off in a direct way if I can, even though a lot of times I'm coming in and doing more during the second pass. Just don't remember how I was telling you we were going to do this piece of cake now. We can pop a little more stuff. It's a little flat, but we can pop a little dot of some stucco in there and everything will start to sing. Notice how I really slow down sometimes. Right? It's a little flatter in the reference, but we got this color in our brush, you know. So what this is like, well, that's a bit much. Just too much paint on my brush. Be alright though, don't worry. Don't worry. In fact, it's just a study. Yeah, we'll sell it. We'll sell it. Somebody will want to buy this beautiful study. Gosh knows you're going to be buying the one in the museum. I'm assuming it's a museum, although maybe not. This could be in someone's private collection, you know. Definitely didn't find high-res reference of this. And there's one I've done before, twice actually, called, well, no title here, Sunset or something like that. It's at the Metropolitan in New York. I'll show it to you. And I was thinking, I gave the last copy I did to my brother-in-law. Because I really liked it. I was keeping it for myself, but sometimes I do that, and then I decide, I'll get something to friends or family or whatever, you know. Yeah, pretty happy. Pretty happy. Oh, I've done some of that, haven't I? This is not light enough. Oh, this might be good for under here. Never too soon to start working on those soft edges. You get such beautiful soft edges over this. Softer than I usually do. I'm not into totally broke up, stipple looking edges, but pretty. More perylene. More perylene. More orange. Then for that earthy, little bit of earthy quality, we're going to go into what I'd had mixed, but see, too much paint on my brush. Whoa, I'm out of control. Whoa. We'll be alright. Don't worry. It's all good. Don't you worry. It'll be fine. That's too much chroma. But one thing that I was kind of touching on yesterday, I guess I work on those themes. You know, it's okay to do the wrong thing and then fix it. That gives your work character. That's called a style. Yeah. really enjoy putting that color over the top of that other stuff. And then as we keep working up into this orangier tone, it's going to be amazing. This is a really light orange. I'm going to use some of this this kind of more flatty, in comparison, very flat. I could definitely flatten it more with some black in it. Black, the color killer. Before I was even using black for my shadows, I was using it to kill color. Yeah, I got problems there, but I'll fix that with the gray coming in. Yeah, remember, we've got orange over the top of this, so this is a little underneath the action, and it's nicely flat. I'm coming in with a touch of this gray now, which will also be very flat, and some black. And it's time to get into some of this. You can sort of see why I went with this little brush, you know. Not quite light enough. Now, how I lighten this is important. I'm going to lighten it with the ochre instead of white. Just the white would have given it a fake modern feel, whereas the ochre, I think, will do the job much nicer. And I was right. I'm right. Yes. I'll try to remember when I put this up to create a blog post. You can go to my site. On all the masters I've done, usually I put at the bottom. If you see me do one on the channel, you can go search my blog and you'll find that I would normally put the reference down. See, I had a plan when I put that right in there. I want it subtly, I want it vibrating. You know, the Impressionists aren't the only guys that can make stuff vibrate. Tonalist, man. We can make stuff vibrate too. Time to do a little more work on that tree. With that, this color's quite like what's going on here. I just wipe my brush off. like that. Now this can go a bit lighter, needs to. Which I think I'll grab some of that sky color there. It's too red. Maybe now it's too dark. Let's keep it well. Yeah, it's not light enough. Yeah, what I need. Oh. Let me do a dot on this gray. Yeah, it's falling in pretty good. Still not light enough. It's okay. You notice how, judicious I can be, because if you overplay it, you'll never get it fresh again. It's not to discourage you or anything, but I'm just saying that listen to those voices in your head. Depending on what they're telling you. Okay, and then we're going to do this. Just the very edges of the brush. Kind of soften it. So, I remember when I was a kid, I was really into comics, and I was really into comic book inking, which is great training for painting, if you ask me. And I took some of my work to this comic book convention. This would have been like 78 or 9 or 80, something like that. So I was around 15 or so at that time. But it had to be 80. And I'll show my work to a guy, I think his name was Steve Lealoa. He was pretty famous for inking Frank Bruner. These names are in my head. On Doctor Strange. Okay, this was amazing art. And his advice to me was slow down. See, I got to my point. Hello.
Hello.
I get to my point most of the time. I notice sometimes when I review these that I don't always get to my point. But just think of me as your nutty Uncle Mike. Alright. It's not too tight, but it's a little different from his. But what I'm trying to do is like not get my parallels too parallel, but still have a good jaw. Yeah, I'm liking that. Where's my Q-tip? I call it a Q-tip. Oh, I'm liking it. All right. Yes, do like it. Okay, so let's get back in these numbers for a bit. More of this. Flatten it a little, but clearly orange. Like, start with this. Just grabbing the black brush. The only thing that's been on this brush is black. Just nice. Very light touch. Letting some of the hairs split a little. Don't worry about getting exact. No one's going to care about that. Okay, that's enough of that. And why did I fix that? Because again, like I say, if you notice something, you probably want to get on it. Otherwise, you might even forget. You might forget. You get caught up in other things. So I have this orange in my brush. What color orange? Ooh, yes. Do some more work here. So yeah, I mean, if you look at that reference, you'll see that I'm nowhere near as light yet. So you're wondering why I'm going into the edges, because you don't want to try and pull off those kinds of edges. All at one time. Things you don't see often inform things you do see. Ooh. Deep philosophy, okay? No extra charge for the philosophy lessons. They come with the painting lessons, which also are free of charge. If you're digging it, you're getting value. You go, man, this guy's the best teacher. This is a teacher I've been looking for, man. This teacher's making it seem so freaking easy. Oh my God. Yeah, well, this is the way the modern world's working now. What you're supposed to do is go, instead of going, I'm so glad I get to keep all my money. Oh my God. I could spend this on another video game. No. Take just a little bit of that money and go over to the donation spot on my site. I don't know, make like a little $20 donation. You'll start feeling like, wow, I'm part of the solution. You know? Just saying. And if you don't want to do it, that's fine. They may call in or like, or maybe you're super poor like so many of us. So you couldn't even contemplate or conceive of doing that. But if you can do it, something, help me out, you know, just help us all out. Because this is up there for everyone. And we know that most people don't care about painting. Those of us that do, it's okay. And even those that do care about painting may not care about this kind of painting, may not care about this sort of feeling. That's fine. They may want to do other things. They may want to do a painting to match the drapes or something. I'm not dissing those people at all. I'm not dissing nobody. I'm just saying this is, you know, this is what I'm into. And if you're into it, you know, welcome aboard. And I also have to say, perfectly fine just to watch these and do nothing. I mean, I kind of consider them entertainment more than teaching. I'm trying to do more teaching. That's one of the reasons why we're getting into the live videos and stuff, you know. That's definitely, you're going to get a lot of insights. And most of the most important insights aren't even about what brush I'm using or what color I'm using. You think that might be the case because you haven't painted that much, maybe, but the philosophical insights are where it's at. Those philosophical insights give you insight, and insight stays with you. All right, we're gonna get into some of this now. I'm a little lighter than Old Inness, but that's okay. You were wondering, when's he gonna do that down there? I got a plan. That was got some kind of plan. More orange. Although I'm pulling the orange into this, definitely that wouldn't be muddy enough, so. And the ochre will help with the muddying, but lightening it a little bit. And time to fix this tree. Oh, tiny. I like, a lot of times when I'm doing master studies, I just go months doing master studies because that's how I used to roll. I do, as you know, if you've been following the channel for a while, you know, there's a ton of master studies. I started the channel by doing 100 days of master studies. And then I was never really had an intention of sharing my own stuff. Back then, I kind of had this idea like I'll put the videos on a website, just charge people, you know, but I'm old. Yeah, that's the thing. You might get away with that stuff if you're Richard Schmidt. Some people actually think I'm famous. Is that funny? Yeah, if I'm famous. I don't think the term famous means much, but you know, considering that, you know, I didn't put anything on the internet 10 years ago or whatever, many people were already. That's a little flat, but I think it's the right color for right now. Because I think we're going to just pop a little more ochres on there. Let's get some more ochre now. I know, you want to see. Okay, here's some ochre, here's some of that. Yep. Yeah, that's nice. See, it kind of fades into nothing there. Edges gotta be planned. A lot of times the solution to your edges is to paint in that middle color, right? Don't think like you know, the no-brainer with oil paint anyways, to smear it all in. Oh, that one's terrible. Or you can do the Bob Ross fan brush thing where you're smushing. Smushing. Yeah, so this is kind of a transition area where things bleed into the sky. I just need more paint on my brush. I need to grab a touch of white. A touch. I should have just grabbed some of that I had mixed from yesterday. Some of this. Well, that's not a touch. What the heck am I doing? A little yellow. So what was happening here, you see me struggling, is all the paint on my brush is just way too thin. So I basically had to take the time to mix that transition color. Because we get all this other stuff here, we can just bring it all together. Start working on those edges. Well, not start. Continue to work on the super great fuzziness. And he was very influenced by Corot, I think, in his edges very much. What the heck? I keep struggling here. I'm getting nothing. Thank you. I'm pretty delicate right now. Now, I don't usually paint like this on my own stuff, but pretty orangey. Gonna wake it up with some yellow and some more red. More of this one too, because it's kind of going pink. More.
Hello?
Hello.
Hi.
Hello. I used to pick up. Yeah, sorry. You're alright.
Gosh, you spent a lot of time on this thing back there. Yeah, well, one of the reasons, it's right in the center. Second of all, I'm not even done with it. I'm not even done. But that's okay. That's probably good for now. And I was just thinking, like, this is a little sticky, but the color that's in my brush is a little red. I'm adding a lot of oil. I gotta flatten it. Warm, flatten, raw, over. That's too much. Okay, a little bit of light white and a little more umber, more white, and lots more oil because the victim after here is subtle. You're killing me here. You're killing me. All right, more white, much more white, much more. And yellow. Why I'm not using that white, I don't know. I can't tell if I'm getting my color or if I'm. It's not bad. It ain't bad. More oil. It's like just subtly different from the sky color. See? So, man, it just works so hard for such little effects. Yeah, well. Yeah, hard work. You can't be scared of hard work if you're a painter. Can't be worried about losing stuff either, man. Just paint it again. Don't cry. No one wants to hear you cry. They just want to hear you. You're confident. You know what you're doing. That's when they'll open up their wallets and buy your paintings. Like, yeah, I know what I'm doing. I'm making an Inness study here. He's the greatest landscape painter that ever lived. So subtle in this is what I'm doing here. You want to have a quick look? I know you do. See? Very subtle. And don't think I'm going to try and pull it all off in one go. I'm not. So, maybe a little more of this. oil's pretty key to this because I just want a staining sort of effect, a subtle effect. Whoa. That's because my brush is really wet. A lot of oil on it. That's okay though. We can make it all work. Yeah. Nice. Yeah. So I can get some of that, maybe a little. I'm not going to do that all in one go, but. On the street. Whoa, man! Oh my God! So what happened there is I pick up some color from the place I just plopped it down. It's okay. It's all right. It's all right. Don't worry. Just my oil. A lot of things are pretty reversible right now. Did it again. Do you see me do that again? Oh my God. Do as I say, not as I do. Yeah, I'm just gonna wipe most of it off my brush. And there's just a ghost of some paint on my brush. It's almost like the white underneath is mostly dry.
If you just seen the medium and then yeah, maybe we'll have to just nice a little bit on there. Okay, cool, and yeah, and then just some fancy will be wonderful. Okay, thanks a lot. I mean, yeah, have to pick it up. Okay, thank you. Bye.
She doesn't probably know she's going out on the World Wide Web. I tell you, that's one reason I'm watching my language. She never swears anyway, but that's the reason I watch my language. What's my language for you? Painting. Whoa. Yes, I know. It's so subtle, everything I'm trying to do. What I really want is like this. I'll show you. I mean, just orange and white here. But it's coming out. It's coming out all wrong. Oh. Well, I think one thing we learned is that we can't like judge things with the wrong thing underneath. And this is like, there's some gray sitting there. So he doesn't have a pipey thing going. I'm starting to get a pipey thing going. And I don't want it. Also, my effect is not as subtle as his, but painting a lot smaller. You know? Not too bad. Got lots of strategies. So, I think it's time to get into that gray back there. Let's just get that done. It is gray. It looks like perceptually like blue. Normally I would have cleaned my palette by now. It's muddy, so I'm going with some of this mud. Yeah, like that. You might be tempted to pick up some blue, but got to keep in mind that, oh, he had like Prussian blue. They called it Prussian blue in the old day. That's one of the first synthetic colors. Let's just get some pure. Yeah, we'll try that. I think it needs some white in it. And ochre. Wow, how complex are you making this, Mike? Well, it's complex. And, like, he probably did a ton of glazing and stuff. We're not even doing that. That's a little too dark, but it feels good. Too dark. wipe off the brush, get some. I'm gonna get a bunch of. I was saying, get a bunch of lead white in there, and a bunch of yellow ochre. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. Except we've lost a bit of the gray quality, which hopefully I can go into that mixture now. Maybe just black. There's a little mess of a mixture. Yeah, just in case you think I know what I'm doing. Yeah, sometimes I just take a crack at it. Like, I always recommend doing that. Just try it, do it. Everyone gets all hung up on, oh, I want instruction, I want techniques, I want this, I want that. And then I'll start painting. It's like, no. Start painting. And don't worry about that stuff. Worry about getting some experience under your belt. If you want to be good, then why not? I mean, you got a lifetime. You should spend it doing something. You know, why not go for some mastery? Right? Create some beautiful stuff. Leave some beautiful stuff behind. Sometimes I really slow down. Oh, no halo here. Let's see what I'm going to do. I'll be... No, I don't want to do it yet. But yeah, you've seen me do it already. I just come back in over that tree with a little bit of black strand on my palette. I didn't think it was going to be hot today. I wore my big boy pants. I wore my long pants. I prefer to wear long pants, especially like my thing was like people that wear shorts to work. I can dig it. You're comfortable with that. I was like wearing long pants to work. You know, it just felt like, wow, that's just not in there at all. I'm just going back in the same mixture, and I grabbed a little more lead white, and I grabbed. So what I was after was like, it's just subtly darker in our other reference. So here we got to finish this tree off, even though it's really orange coming in there. You can't just try it because of the overlapping nature of the edges. That's good. That's good. It's going to be orange under there, but as is this. So I'm going to go ahead and just finish that off. Yeah, I'm liking that. It's a little different from his, but hey, what we're going to do. I know what we're going to do. Take a little break here. And we're back. Yeah, had lunch. Got some water. The lid was loose on the water I brought today to work. It leaked all over my bag. Okay. Yeah, so a hot day like today, I usually will even stick this sort of thing in the fridge, my palette. I did clean it up because all that mess that was on there would have just been all dry right now. Let's go ahead. Let's move some things away. I think this is all dirty enough. Yes, I know, fan. Oh, you say, Mike, you're cleaning your palette on our time, man. On our time. Our time's very valuable. We are missing an episode of House. The crusty old doctor who's not actually a surgeon. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, gosh. That was my wife wouldn't watch many of my videos. That's awesome, honey. Well, she get into whatever she's doing. That's all good. Same goes for my mom. My mom would be like, "Oh, that's very nice." The one video of mine I know my mom watched was the one where I was doing the board prep for the smooth board prep. She's like, "Oh, your video was so boring. You just kept doing the same thing over and over." I was like, "Yeah." Anyway, it's not bad. You can hear me purple. Worse, but hey, imagine if this was truly live, right? You know, that may come. I'm sure that'll come at some point. But it doesn't work in this particular situation, but as you guys know, things are always changing, shifting. Yeah, so good time to reset. Get your ducks lined up. Say, look, I cleaned up everything. I didn't. It's not antiseptic or nothing. Coffee there. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and sorry. God, man. Well, I zoomed out. Let's see. Can't see. I zoom out just a little more. You can check out the reference if you want. See where we're at, see our progress. Not too bad, not too shabby. Not too shabby, mother printer. It's a little dark there, but we can fix it. Don't worry, I got another roll of paper towels just off the camera there. Yes, clean that one. No, not, again, not full clean like I would do with the soap, but this way I just the black, yeah, why not? Give it a little rinse. So it's got that quick dry black that sets up pretty quick. So, keeping organized. I remember a lot of people come in my old studio and be like, "I've never seen an artist so organized." I have seen artists more organized, but I believe in a certain amount of it. Just so I can concentrate. Got my water. Nice. Oh, it's still good. Could use that for some paint. Too nice. Alright, we are ready. Let's get back into it. So, compared to what's in the reference, you can see it's still quite dark. We've been making progress though. With a little brush. Our medium is Archival Oils brand. Yeah, so I'll use one of these as the basis for these brighter yellow. Orange. When I said yellow, I meant orange. I want to cram a lot of that in there. It's time to quit mincing around. Not that there's anything wrong with mincing. Some yellow. It's just going to be too dark. It's time to really get this in the gear. And the yellow will have that opacity Airline doesn't. So, you know, some people might ask me, like, there's, you know, this is cadmium light. I mean, there's cadmium medium, cadmium deep. I just make it deeper or whatever. What are you doing over there? Stop it. Just lay down. You're too clicky. Alright. We definitely don't want excessive amounts of paint on our brush. You're alright. Just lay down. I know, I mean, I'm an ogre. A little light, but that's okay. I've got that basic color set there. I'm just going to do a little bit. Grab some of that. That's what I'm doing. Oh, we got to zoom out a little more. Clipping that palette. I know I am. There we go. Nice scooper noise, see? Gosh, this feels so lovely. Let me put this rich orange up against all these other colors, really. Gotta do something like this. So that's why I do these studies, you know, it just inspires me. I keep thinking, oh yeah, I gotta do something like that too. Well, I mean, I am right now, but something like that that's starting from some sort of, you know, photo. That's a little darker, a little redder. I just grabbed some of that. I want it pretty pure at this point. That is transparent earth red from Camlin. It's a great color. I've been using it's PB or PR. One of those. 101. Don't worry too, we're gonna get in with that little bit of that sky color and just do a few adjustments too. Yeah, so I'm gonna make that kind of moves because I know there's a bunch of paint in the brush. So, you know, a little bit of a press will get it out. That's a little brighter than our reference, but it's just my way of kind of reminding myself to quit messing around, start finishing things up. So I've got a nice bed set up here. In a minute, up there. In a minute. I like that. I know it's going to be too bright for the area I'm moving into, but I'm just going to come into it real with this clean color. It's clean, pretty clean. Whoa, it's too light. Too light. Okay, still too light. It's alright, I'm gonna knock it back with some of this. I don't want to go too dark though, because I want it to show up over what's there. Yeah, you can see it's a bit of a challenge. No, I'm up for it though. Don't worry. Orange is only semi-opaque. This is pretty. You don't have to do everything at once. I think it's a big mistake. I kind of touched on that earlier when I was talking. But it's a big mistake that people starting out make, is like to get this idea. It's a bogus idea that, you know, everything's supposed to work out great just because they're so talented. You know, as far as talent goes, I mean, what it really is, if you ask me, is having a sort of developed sense of aesthetics and appreciation. So, like, if you're an art buyer, you'd probably make it as an artist too, because that's been my experience anyway. You've got that internal appreciation for aesthetically beautiful things, right? But what ends up happening a lot of times is that, you know, you've got this developed sense of aesthetics, and yet because you haven't spent any time creating art, when you try your hand at it, you're doing things that just offend your own senses, you know, sensibilities, to the point where you just go, well, forget that. I don't have any talent. Yeah, talent's a myth, really. Talent, as people think of it, because almost John McCarthy, a guy was telling in one of his videos. I haven't watched one for months now, but he trains all of his employees at his art supply place in how to paint. Like that. Might need to go a little further with it, but I think I'll leave that for now. Now over here, things flatten out a bit. I think maybe we'll lean on that some more, and we'll just bring in some yellow, and the dulling will come from ochre, and we're going to have to go a little further with that. This, it's a little brighter than I wanted. I brought in some more of that raw umber, if you were wondering what I was doing. See, that just, I notice sometimes in the video, like, I'm right here in front of the painting, so what's going on is very clear to me, but in the video it can seem like the differences are pretty subtle, and this is one reason why I didn't always used to release the videos as 1080 resolution. It's high resolution. I mean, it's the same resolution I'm photographing the process at, so get it full screen. Bark! We're back. Options, they're okay. Don't worry. Maybe it's time to put some orange in there too. brush. There we gotta flatten it. As it goes down the tree, we can use one of these. It's a little darker. Kind of creeping up on it. Creeping up on it. It's that little. It's that little. Now, if you're with me this far, put a like on that there, video there. So, Google Monster will. Oh, that's someone else might be looking for, I don't know, interesting paintings to look at. Channel. Hairs floating around. Touch more oil. Because you guys say, well, Mike is still working on that one in the back. Yeah. Yeah, I got no more permanent orange on my palette. I need to get some. Gamblin, permanent orange. I always want to say permanent orange light. It's just permanent orange. I went through an extensive 4 years ago, just looking for oranges that were permanent orange. Surprisingly, and I didn't want cad orange, which is about this color. You can get cad oranges that are this color. What they won't have going for them is transparency, though, which can be good. I mean, sometimes you want opacity. Like, that's probably one of the main reasons I will. Oh, a little more red. Oh, red. I'm seeing stuff. So. Red. nature red and my fake red working together. Yeah, pretty happy. I saw a bit more red there. Sorry. I get my hands dirty now. Okay. Yeah, and so what I've been kind of building towards was doing this down here. I think some of that might be a touch of that. It's an orange, but it's a kind of a more smoky orange. I'll tell you about the last time I went to the Tonalist. They gave me the standard eye color test, which is these like colored numbers inside a circle that's a different color. And for the life of me, I mean, I could see a million colors. But what I couldn't, in fact, so many colors could I see that I was unable to make out the number. And she trying to tell me, it's like, oh, you're colorblind. I'm like, no, I ain't. I said, I'm seeing more colors than you can imagine. Or maybe she could, but I'm not saying I see more. I don't know if other people see more or less colors than me, but I'm saying I ain't, no way I'm colorblind. Your test is, you know, not accurate. And so she pulled out another test, which was dots, and you would pick the dots that corresponded to other dots, and that one I aced, you know, because if anything, my visual acuity for color is very, very great, if I don't say so myself, which I just did. But to me, it's not like I'm bragging. I don't believe in being proud of things you were born with. But a painting like this, I can see so many colors in so many ways. There's places where I'm deviating, but it just makes me aware of like how great the visual acuity for color must have been for someone like George Inness. Yeah, pretty close there. I don't want to get too... And that's that solid red again. I keep going for it, and I keep... It's like I see this red there. I mean, it's an orange, but it's a very reddish orange. And I've been missing it. That's pretty good. That was good. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. Mine has a slightly different feel here, but considering the scale, this and that, I think I'm pretty okay there. So we actually get much closer than you would think being done. Oh yeah, now and the reference has got these little bits of like cream or light. Or I think I could probably just use this one on metallic. That's from the sky. It's left over from yesterday, and it's got the right amount of not backedness. Touch brighter. So yeah, you can go online. Somebody will make you probably a guy working in a Chinese village. That's a good painter. A lot of those guys, they can paint. I mean, they've been working at it their whole lives. They haven't drank this modern art Kool-Aid. They realize that doing good work means working all the time. So they'll do a Van Gogh for you, they'll do Inness, anything you want, any old, like these paintings are copyright free. It's one of the reasons I can do studies. Remember I told you I was going to do some of that. That reminds me. There's something I need to do. I'm gonna use my black brush. I cleaned it off. A little black. Well, that's not even black. Might be dark enough. That's just where you can see my black is drying up. A little bit of oil, not too much oil. Just enough to get some movement. And this is in the reference. Hi, how you doing? Hold on one sec. Scouring here, buying a book. Like the art. I got a bunch of art in the shop here. So, nice thing. So, I love that my art was as good as yours one day. And what do you think I said to her? Have you heard from me? I said, well, you gotta work hard. Whoa, what am I doing? You can't do that. You can tell because he's wearing a beret.
A budding artist. This is my cousin Michelle.
Hey Michelle, how you doing?
We have a little budding artist here, Caitlin, and she's just
Is she the one that bought the book?
Yeah, and the book yesterday, right?
Yeah.
Books and art.
Yeah, I thought she looked familiar. Yes.
Yeah. So. Oh yeah. So that's oh wow. These ones. Oh wow. So where's the best? So what sort of art do you like to do? Drawing.
Yeah,
Traditional
a pencil.
Pencil drawing. Where's the best place for art supplies?
Art supply. Okay. Yeah, so one thing I'm sort of noticing here. I think I'm going to fill this in. Going with a bit more of that light. And then we're going to pop in a little sky hole. And whoa, it's so bright. So bright. We're not matching him exactly. I don't really care. because it's not about that. It's about getting the. Oh yeah. So. Where's my brush I had? What I can. Yeah, anyway, young gal wants to be an artist, doing art every day, apparently. It's great. That's the only way. That's what I did. Things are flattening on me. Getting hard to judge some of my values. Because things have dried, you know. But anyway, we were in the process of oh, it's so thick. Still not bad. Here's my plan. Get a good bit of paper towel, just go. That was my plan. Nice. Yeah. It's like the only branches. Notice you think those branches are so important in those photos you're making paintings from, right? Notice how few branches he put in. Notice how few sky holes he put in. Touch. Yeah. I really don't like painting little people this size. You say, but you're not painting a person. Well, I am sort of painting that person in the negative. Painting shapes around. Yeah. I'll do. Most of the stuff I've tried in this tree just hasn't worked for me. Yeah, pretty happy with that. Pop, pop, pop. Pretty happy with that. So, what am I going to do about this figure? Huh? Well, I got other brushes. I got like, this one. Look at that. The only time I ever use these is on people. I would never use these in a landscape. Yeah, these are actually pretty decent brushes. They're cheap, but he's got this like baby she's holding. Then she has like I hit the she has a little face. And then shoulder. Very abstract. Is that enough? Yeah, it could be. He doesn't need to do much more, and he was probably painting this like, I don't know, 5 times bigger. People are going to see that as a figure. Well, which just reminds me, I mean, that might be too early, but he's got some little flecks of things going on here. No. Too strong. Ew. See, I can mess up even with this tiny brush, right? Yeah, like it. What are you doing down there, Mike? Okay, I'll show you. God, it was hassling me. Yeah, am I holding my breath? You know it. Sometimes. Hey, well, if you like this one, I'll sell it to you. I'll give you a really good price on it because fan of the channel. Just tell me, send me an email. You can get to my email through my website. There's a contact thing. And you just put your name and your email in there, and I'll get right back to you. By the way, if you ever want to send me an email, not just to buy things or whatever, you don't have to buy nothing from me. I mean, it's always appreciated when people support the work. But, don't buy nothing if you don't want it, that's for sure. But you want to send me an email, a question, or just say, oh man, I've got lots of emails like that. I really love your channel. Thank you for what you do. That means a lot to me. I appreciate it. It means a lot to me, so I want to take the time. Other times I'm sorry if I wasted sometimes with my, color matching, mixing, what have you. Okay, I gotta be careful. So, well, I like to hit things with my finger, but sometimes, I know if I do, I'll mess up. I'm just gonna soften that. Missing brushes, maybe fine for this kind of. I wouldn't want to, Happy. Forget it. I don't care if you put it there, and that's it was not. I mean, your painting, it isn't ruining your painting. This is brighter.
It's funny with the drop we like this week had a couple of just bunches of drawing
That's Inness. He put little bright things and figures. He put like red or little things. All right, so we are nearly done, really. Nearly done. Okay, enough with that little dinky brush. You did a good job for us, the little brush, thank you. Yeah, it's really bright. It is, I know, I'm just knocking that back a touch. This one's been real fun to do. Back into this guy, just for, it's not a lot down here. I mean, I'm gonna add some things, but I could almost get away with not. So if I do this, it won't even show. That's a little red. Bring in some green. Green in a hurry, green. Which is phthalo. I do use it. Touch of gray. By touch, I meant. Less than that, we could say put a big lump of it elsewhere. Here. See? Let's see. Oh, Inness, you king of vague. He's bringing this tree down. Very indistinct where the tree starts, stops. It's alright, we can be indistinct. So one other thing, probably more than one, but Another thing that's catching me is like, I know I have this tree super dark compared to where he was at. So, like this kind of gray bit, I think if I bring in some of that, maybe more of that gray, maybe some black. Wow, it's drying on me. Kind of a reddy clay. There's so many colors. I mean, yeah, that's nice. My tree's a little crustier than his, but I'm at a much smaller scale, so I think we're okay. Well, I've got that color. Yep. Yeah, more of that. Things are getting so tiny. So tiny. That's okay though, because I know I had a plan to get just a few more things done with this black brush. That's good, good, good. Nice. Nice. Yeah, it's hard for me to even see what's going on. I did talk about it a second ago, so I think I probably will stop here. have to say, like, next color pass, not a ton to do, just a few things I might do. I could almost just leave it. Tempted to leave it. But things have got so matte from the dry black, it's very hard to judge things, so I'll probably give it a good coating with some liquid and then make the call from there. Yes. Pretty happy with this. Yeah, definitely. I think I could have gone. I could go further there. I could go further in the back. But I feel that's pretty much what I can do with things the way they are. Hey, I don't want any kisses. Thank you for joining me today. I figure we get Denny in the shot. At least we got somebody cute to look at. He has been with me for a long time. We've done a lot of painting together. Yeah. So, I don't know. I keep running out of... I didn't even want to use myself in the screenshots for the videos, but you know, I think they do better with a person in there. So, anyway, thank you for joining me today. It's only 2:30. Maybe we'll get into something else today. I don't know, but Inness, if you don't know who he is, look him up. It's INNESS. Oh, it'll be in the time. You'll see it there. Anyway, thank you for joining me today. I'll be back real soon with another video presentation for you. And meanwhile, please do me a favor and stay out of trouble.